you, the next president of the
Taking the stage in MacArthur Park Monday night, it became clear that 44-year-old businessman Andrew Yang isn't like any other Democratic candidate in the 2020 race. And that's something his supporters say will help him beat Trump.
I think Yang's an interesting candidate in the sense that he's not getting as much media coverage as I think he deserves.
He's getting ignored for some weird reason, and there's lots of Democrats who are like, no, we like this guy.
Look, I'm done underestimating the guy. There's a lot of senators that he's outraised that we all thought would be in a higher tier.
Such a fascinating dynamic.
No one knew who this guy was at the start of the year. Absolutely no one. Now he's qualified for the fifth debate. He raised $10 million.
Last fall, when Yang announced his run for president, those who even noticed thought it was laughable. But with Yang raising millions, packing rallies, polling among the top 10, and qualifying for every debate, no one's laughing at Yang's candidacy anymore.
The main reason I'm running to try and solve the biggest problems of our time, I genuinely didn't think I had 5 to 10 years climbing the ladder to wait. Politicians are not up to the task of actually solving the challenges of the 21st century because most of them barely understand the challenges of the 21st century. The numbers say that you have a 50-50 chance of doing better than your parents if you're born in the 90s. And that was 93% if you were born in the 40s or 50s. So the American dream is dying by the numbers, and Americans know it. Our educational system is built to send people into an industrial era type of economy that doesn't really exist and hasn't existed for years. 94% of the new jobs created in the US are gig, temporary, or contractor jobs at this point, and we still just pretend it's the 70s where it's like, you're gonna work for a company. That's one reason why people have this sinking sense of despair. There are a lot of Americans who've lost faith in our government in D.C. to solve the problems that they're experiencing in their lives. I think most politicians have been sold on the fact the American people don't want to hear hard truths, and I think that's wrong. They want solutions, not happy sound bites. We need to catch politics up to the true problems of this era. It's going to take a campaign like mine that's an outsider campaign, a non-politician, completely funded by the people, $26 a pop, actually shaking things up and saying, look, we can do things differently.
I started this campaign because I knew the machinery was weak. I knew the institutions were on their last legs, but it's even worse than I thought. This is a revolution of humanity. The revolution of reason. This is we're tired of the infighting, the nonsense, the solutions that will not touch our lives. Instead, we're going to bring it back to us, bring the power back to us, make things start working for us. Then it's time for this country to take back our government. Am I right? It's like a game of rock, paper, scissors. And if Donald Trump's the scissors, I'm the fucking rock.
Shows how much of an appetite there is for someone who's completely out of the Washington space and who's talking in a different language.
Yang is one of a few politicians, and you know who they are, who have dared to tell the truth. And it turns out the American people are ready to hear it.
The picture that the data paints is quite clear and dark and dystopian. And our politicians don't have a real interest in flipping the rock over and seeing what's underneath. You have to reckon with the fact that tens of millions of Americans were so desperate that they were willing to roll the dice on a narcissist reality TV star as our president. That is the reality. We have to own that reality and face it and figure out, okay, our circumstances were so bleak that burning the house down with the narcissist reality TV star was the direction to go in. Then what do we do about those underlying trends and causes? If we can solve those problems and I'm not the president, I will be thrilled. We need to evolve to an economy that actually works for us, for human beings. So we're on right now a path to self-destruction, really, because if your GDP is going up and your life expectancy is going down, that's not the ride you want to be on. Unfortunately, our political conversations have degenerated. We need to actually start looking at the problems on the ground. Everyone senses I'm not ideological. I'm just trying to solve the problems. I'm just trying to do it for the people. But I think we can hopefully change the culture. Now, it's a very tall order. It's going to be very, very difficult. But I think we can do it if enough of us get together and say, look, we're sick and tired of politics as usual, and we're willing to take a chance on the Asian man who wants to give everyone money.
the country, if we had the one man, and it's really not that big a situation. You know, people say, well, what could anybody do as president? The one man could turn this country around. The one proper president could turn this country around. I firmly believe that.
Right. He said they work for
Mike Tyson's like weed company.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's
that's
like
the part I
he said they're
that
doing like $1 million a month or something in Vegas.
They wouldn't be able to if it wasn't for me. I'm the reason why marijuana is legal in Nevada.
Really?
Yeah. At least that's what I was told. I worked on the petition, gathering signatures from the very beginning to the very end.
Oh, that's awesome.
And at the very end, they said that they did the math, and if everything else had gone the same, but the signatures that I had collected had not been collected, they would not have had enough signatures to put it on the ballot.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
I worked on it for about 8-9 hours a day, 6 days a week for about 6 months.
Damn.
From the time it opened to the time it closed, sitting in front of the DMV.
Oh, you went in front of the DMV.
You're only allowed you're only allowed to petition in certain places in Nevada.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of places you can petition anywhere, like grocery stores, whatever.
Right.
Not in Nevada.
Huh.
Nevada is only in state or federal offices are the only place to. I mean, if a store allows you to, then you can.
Right.
But
the DMV can't like kick you out.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Well, I was there when they opened the shops on the first day, so thank you, my friend. I appreciate all the work you did.
Well, at first I did it for love, but at the end I was doing it for money.
Hey, I mean, you can do it for both.
In the beginning, they would pay me 50 cents a signature. At the end, they paid me $5 a signature.
Wow, holy crap.
And at the end, I was collecting 100 to 150 signatures a day.
Holy crap.
Raking it
Who was paying you?
I mean, the people that wanted marijuana to be legalized. I mean, there was a pact formed for it. I mean, who actually overstood it, I don't know. With a check. I mean, when you get into anything over $3 of signatures, the professional petitioners come from all over the country and swamp.
Okay.
Because you can make a great living just
those
being
are
a
like
professional petitioner.
pros.
Right. You know, I've actually done that, and I've worked in other places like California and places like
California, there's tons of them.
Oh yeah, California's great. The manager of a store walks out and says you have to leave, and you say no.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if a cop comes up and says you have to leave, you say, I need a supervisor because you don't know what you're talking about. And I've had that. I've had to sit there through a sergeant, and then a lieutenant came out, and the lieutenant said, this guy's right.
That's awesome.
I was like, either arrest me or, I know what the laws are.
Right.
And after the lieutenant came out, he's like, no, this guy can do what he wants.
Right.
Just, and he's even in the right area. So we can't, block the door.
Right.
But
were, the anti-marijuana people, offended when you were...
No, it wasn't that. It was just...
Yeah, on to the next.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that are for it and against it and all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually kind of working with politics right now, and the guy that I'm working with, he wants to legalize marijuana federally.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Andrew Yang?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, well, good. Well, I mean, it's great that you say of course, but I'd say about 8 out of the 10 people that are in my car have never heard his name.
I mean, I watched the debates, and I thought he was great. I liked him a lot, and I liked his ideas, and, I don't think he's going to win, but my guy Bernie isn't going to win either, so, whatever.
Well, I mean, that's who Andrew was supporting last time, was Bernie.
That's right.
So. Well, I hope he does. I do a lot of social media stuff for his campaign.
I think he's a really good speaker.
He is.
He's not like... He doesn't talk like Obama, like a lot of fancy stuff, but I think he addresses, he talks about complicated things in a way that people can understand, and I don't think a lot of the other candidates do that.
No, and it's actually kind of funny. A lot of the other candidates are starting to use his talking points.
Right. Yeah,
and saying his thing.
That's
it's
right.
like, oh, okay. First you wouldn't listen to him, now you want to talk like him. Okay.
What was his company?
Venture for America.
And it was like venture capital?
Well, what it was is they helped out entrepreneurs in
Yeah.
low-income areas to basically get funding, training,
That's how he
to
made
support.
most of his money?
Well, yeah, that's how he got. That's the company that got kind of big. I mean,
Yeah,
he first
okay.
started as a lawyer, didn't like that.
Okay,
Started
he's a
one or two
lawyer.
other things. Didn't work out well, and then he went into Venture for America, and that, from what I understand, is still running to this day.
Yeah.
Obviously, he stepped down because he's running for
Right.
president, but. You know, it is good to hear people that at least heard his name. You'd be surprised how many people that, you know.
I
really
liked him a
listen.
lot. Very unpretentious, good speaker. I agreed with most of his, ideas, and he wasn't afraid to, like the $1,000 thing. He's not afraid to do stuff that, is unconventional, but it's a two-party system, and it's hard to get from where he's at, or where anyone's at, to be Joe Biden, right?
Right.
He's dropping it. I know. I mean, I'm still hopeful, but I think it's going to be him.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah. I mean,
oh yeah, he's been fine.
what's in like
This
the
area.
mall?
No, it's apartments up there.
Oh yeah, there's a hotel.
Something. Oh, okay. I've driven by this. I don't know how many times. Never really noticed.
Yeah.
Now, like I mentioned real quick, I did some of the social media stuff. Would you guys mind if I put it on YouTube or whatever? I was just talking about Andrew Yang for a
Yeah,
second.
I don't really want to do that.
Okay, no
I
problem.
don't mind maybe the audio or something. I just don't want
This is good here.
the
Okay.
internet.
But the audio's okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, well, maybe I'll try that. I've never done that before.
Just
We'll
leave out
see
the
ya.
marijuana shit.
Hey, it's legal, man. All right, man. Have a good night.
Have a great night.
Gang gang, 2020. Gang gang, 2020. Gang gang, 2020. Gang gang.
Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang. Yeah, yeah. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang. Yeah. I want 1,000 a month, 1,000 a month. I want 1,000 a month, 1,000 a month. Let's get this bread. Freedom dividend. Are all y'all paying attention? Automation gonna sweep the nation unless we get him in. Andrew Yang 2020 freedom dividend. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang. Yeah, yeah. First we get this money, then on 420. He gonna give some high fives to some high guys. Decriminalize marijuana so we can smoke if we wanna. Down with the opioid trend, up with the mental health thing. Yeah, math. Yo, it's just math. Yo, it's simple math. Yo, can you do math? Yo, yo. Eliminate super PACs. College stars making stacks. Student loan forgiveness plan. Cops wearing cameras and climate change is real again. Science rules. Teachers bringing home some bread. Medicare for every citizen. That's nice. Andrew Yang 2020 freedom dividend. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang. Yeah, yeah. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang 2020. Yang Gang. Yeah, yeah. Yo, a vote for anyone else is like negative $1,000 from your pocket every month.
Hello, Yang Gang. I'm sorry I can't be there in person to deliver this message. I have information that is vital to the progress of our country. We need your help. We're looking for $20 to help spread the word about this campaign around the country. Help us, Yang Gang. You're our only hope.
Thanks, Burke.
Thank you.